thank you notes are important. Please do not disregard or find these irrelevant. I have very little instances where I've actually received thank you notes. Most of the time people ignore that. I don't know why. I actually did get a nice handwritten one, which was kind of unusual. But remember when I talked about like taking notes in the interviews? This is that great opportunity to include that in there. And this is a great opportunity where maybe you had an answer, you kind of flubbed a little bit, and you didn't like perhaps maybe what you said. This is kind of what I call a do-over. You know, so in your thank you, you could say, address that question that the interviewer asked, and maybe write out what you really wanted to say, but maybe you didn't quite eloquently say it nicely enough. If you didn't get the job, and it's going to happen, I don't get all the jobs that I've ever applied for, right? And you are going to have a long and bright career ahead of you. Find out why. There's no harm in asking for, well, what could I have done better? I find it very interesting that in all the interviews that I've done, no one asks me this question. I typically am the one that will say, hey, in your resume when you said this, you probably want to actually rewrite it to this. That's what I typically do that. So if you have the courage to ask the interviewer, please do it. Why not? And I think if you do that, you have that connection back to those people so that if something should come available, oh, this guy, we talked to him last spring and he was great, but we actually accepted this other person instead. So keep doing that, because I think that kind of keeps you top of mind for people, especially when they have positions open. I typically will send out the thank you immediately after I meet with that person or everybody on the team, just because I want to keep it fresh in their minds. It's kind of weird when you get a thank you a week after the interviews. You're like, who is this?